Hey everyone, it's Turtle. Welcome back to my channel, and today we are drawing what Halle Bailey is supposed to look like as Ariel in the 2023 live-action remake of The Little Mermaid. Now, for those of you who don't know, about, I would say 4 years ago, 4, 3, one of the two, a long time ago, Disney announced they were remaking The Little Mermaid in a live-action format, like what they did with Aladdin, Mulan, The Lion King, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, the 101 Dalmatians, all of those other movies. They were making a live-action Little Mermaid, and people started theorizing who would play Ariel. Some people suggested Ariana Grande, some people suggested Zendaya, but it was later revealed shortly after that Halle Bailey, a black actress, was casted in the role as Ariel, who is traditionally a white princess. Now, personally, I am a big fan of Disney. I grew up with Disney. I grew up watching Disney Channel and the Disney animated movies a lot. I had them on VHS tapes, and if you don't know what those are, you are way too young. Anyway, I grew up with Disney. I knew Disney, and The Little Mermaid was one of my favorite movies. I remember it's The Little Mermaid, Tarzan, The Lion King, and Mulan. Those are my top 4, my absolute favorites. And I was an adamant fan of Halle Bailey before. I knew her from the TV show Grownish, so I knew she could act, and I knew she could sing because I also followed her music career. So I was like, oh, okay, she's a qualified person to do it. She was far better qualified than Emma Watson. I'm sorry, Emma Watson cannot sing. Don't know why they casted her in the role as Belle, but I digress. I was excited for the movie. But a lot of people were not excited because they were race swapping Ariel, which I can understand why people don't like race swapping. It has become a big thing now where everything has to be race swapped or races have to be changed for some reason. Back in the day, if a character was race swapped, it was seen as cool and inventive. But now, since everyone has done it or is doing it actively, it's kind of gotten old and people are starting to fight back against it. But personally, I've just been indifferent. It depends on how they are race swapping that specific character, and if they're doing it to tell a new story or if they're just doing it to cash grab people. And normally it's the cash grab, but like I said earlier, I digress. But anyway, needless to say, I was excited for the movie, and I was excited what Disney was going to do, because it was also later revealed that they had Lin-Manuel Miranda working on the soundtrack with Alan Menken, who was one of the original composers of The Little Mermaid, the soundtrack for the movie. And so again, I was pretty excited because that meant the music was also going to be bomb as well. So when we got the teaser for the movie at D23, I wasn't there. I saw it on YouTube like everyone else. But when we got it, I was pretty excited. The teaser, to me, it looked kind of dull. Like all they showed was Halle and like some shots of the ocean. And I was like, okay. But the ocean was also like really dark, which I get for realism. Yes, the ocean is dark. It's not vibrant like how it was in the cartoon, which is kind of adding to the argument that cartoons are better than live action. But anyway, I was still excited because also Halle looked absolutely beautiful in the role. I'll have some screenshots up of what she looked like, and you can't tell me she doesn't look like Ariel, or at least a version of Ariel. To me, it kind of reminded me of Brandy as Cinderella. Brandy didn't look like Cinderella from the Disney classic, but she looked like a Cinderella. Like, you know what I mean? Halle looks like a Ariel, which again, I'm okay with. With most race swaps, I'm not really indifferent. I'm indifferent about them. I'm not too mad. I'm not too happy. But with this one, I was like, oh, because they were race swapping one of my favorite Disney characters, so I was still like, I don't know if Halle could be good. And then we heard her sing Part of Your World, and I was completely on board with it. And then we also got a couple leaks of the movie, well, more a Part of Your World, and they were like trending on Twitter and TikTok, and I had to find them I was able to find some of them, but again, I heard her. She was absolutely amazing in the role. I am 100% on board with this change, and I'm just excited for the movie overall. But as usual with this sort of topic, Disney was presented with a lot of feedback, I guess that's technically what you would call it, about the movie and about the change they made to Ariel. And I have to say, some of the comments were valid criticisms, while others were not. Like, some of them were just plain racism. And I remember I saw one video of this guy. It was like a middle-aged white dude, so you already know it's gonna be one of those. And he said, I'll try to clip the video in here if I can find it again, but a basic summary of what he said was that Ariel being dark-skinned wouldn't be scientifically accurate, which, one, mermaids aren't real, so I'm not understanding where he's coming from. And then I decided to look more on his channel and his page and stuff, and I saw he isn't an adamant fan of Disney, so he's clearly doing this just for clout reasons and stuff, and to get views on his page and stuff, which you, I guess, gotta pay them bills somehow. But anyway, when he said that, I was like, you do know it's a make-believe character, and there are mermaids in African culture, and what do you think those mermaid skin tone is? Dark. So are you saying that African culture, or whatever it may be, that mermaid can't be dark skinned because it's not scientifically accurate? That comment didn't precisely make sense to me, and it also doesn't make sense in terms of Disney history, because I know some of you might not remember, but Disney did make a Little Mermaid series back in the day. It would like come on Disney at night. I would watch it during the summer when I was able to stay up late at night. But anyway, one episode, Ariel meets a mermaid who is dark-skinned, one, and she's also deaf, and she has an ASL translator in the form of an octopus friend, kind of like how Ariel has Flounder. This mermaid had an octopus, and they became friends really quick. But the point is that mermaids in Atlantica can have dark skin. They don't always, but there are some who do. And that particular mermaid had dark skin. So I'm not sure I'm understanding why there's racism. If Disney has literally brought in a dark skinned mermaid, an original character dark skinned mermaid in the past, then there's Ariel being dark skinned isn't really a problem anymore now. So that just defeats any arguments of why Ariel can't be black. But anyway, I've been ranting way too long about the internet being the internet, so I want to talk more about the drawing. Now, when I saw the trailer and I saw they gave Halle dreads and or locks, I guess you call them, and in real life Halle does have locks, and so I'm glad they were able to translate that into her character design. It's just, for me, locks or dreads in box braids, those type of styles, I draw them a lot. I do. One of my characters has dreads or box braids. I kind of differ between the two, but anyway, she has them, and they were a lot to draw. And I saw also in the teaser, as well as in the leaked photos and videos, that Halle's dreads aren't exactly a red like how Ariel has them. They're more of like this natural red shade for black people, because we also have to take into consideration that Ariel is black in the film, and so some of her features or some of her things in her character design had to be changed to suit her skin color. And I understand why they did that. It's just, I wish it would have been a little more red, and so I decided just to add that into my character design. And I just made it more red because I wanted it to be red and not this like almost orange color. No offense to the character designers or Halle or the director, like anyone who was involved in the film. I just want it more red. And definitely one of the most fun things about this drawing that I absolutely love doing was her tail, because I saw in the trailer a bit that her tail is kind of this color shifting tail, but it's still green, but like there are hints of green. Well, not hints of green. It is green, but there are hints of pink and purple, like in different lighting, and it's really cool. I like that they added that effect. They couldn't do that in 2D because that's way too much to track. It would be just like ladybug spots and miraculous, and I'm just liking the idea change. Now, as an artist, as a 2D artist, this tail was incredibly hard to draw because I had to account for the color shifting, and ultimately on the more body of the tail, where like the main part of it is, I didn't add any pink or purple. I added it more towards the end of the tail where it starts to turn into the fin, and that's where I added a lot of the pinks and the more blues, because also on the fin part there are like these extra fins that Ariel has, and I'm assuming all the other mermaids have them as well, and it's just a lot that they added to the character design, and I do think it enhanced it. I just personally thought they were going to go for like a Mako Mermaids type tail, where in some scenes they would have Halle in an actual tail that they made, and like some parts of it will be CGI, some parts wouldn't, but overall I'm still happy with the character design they made. They addressed it to be, they made it to where it's more suited for her body and her skin tone, which I do like. I like that they're taking into account for that, and it looks like this movie's actually had some effort put into it. I also just want the movie to be brighter overall, because it looks very desaturated, and that is an issue that these Disney remakes do have. They kind of desaturate everything for that realism effect, which we don't need. Like, just make it bright and colorful. It's still beautiful, but it could be brighter. You guys know what I mean? Anyway, that's enough talking from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this speed paint, and I hope you subscribe if you did like this video. Tell me down in the comments what you think about the live action remake, and if you haven't seen the trailer. Alright, bye!